You know, last week I actually started having some hope in season 6B because I thought, there were some funny parts, there's some encouraging parts, and I thought, I think it's really going to turn around. And then we had this week's episode, and I just kind of I feel like it just completely destroyed everything that last week's episode did. I just felt like it was a useless episode where pretty much nothing happened. I was so bored that I had trouble paying attention to it. I had to watch it a second time, which I usually do. But here's the thing, even the second time around, I had trouble paying attention to it. So I talked to a lot of you guys on Twitter and you felt the same. And a lot of you guys who came to my live chat felt the same. We have live chats every Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern. Info is down below if you would like to join us. It is the best part, really, of my week. So please join us. But, I'm just so confused with where this show is going. I'm so 100% confused. I don't know what they are doing. That being said, we now know where that hole is, or what the hole is, that Arya found in the hotel room of Sarah's. And it basically leads into, I guess, what is a part of Radley that didn't get remade when they turned it into a hotel. And it allows for Sarah to go back and forth from Radley without having to be caught on the security cameras. Now, I still think that she is a major, major red herring, and a lot of this is just wasting our time. However, she could be playing into some sort of storyline that we don't know about yet, or she could have some kind of sinister plans, but she's definitely not this new A person, whoever that is. I thought it was pretty funny how Caleb talked to both Spencer and Hannah about what to call this new A person, because I think they seem just as confused as we are as viewers because we don't really know how to refer to that person. So we found out that Spencer's mom had been sick and had breast cancer, and I guess someone has leaked those medical records, so I don't know if this is all going to be A related or what, but to be totally honest, whenever we get to the scenes where we're talking about her mom running for office, I pretty much fall asleep. I'm not interested in that storyline. I don't know if they're going to try to intertwine A manipulating her in the race or something. I don't even care if they do that. I just feel like it's pretty boring. So in other news of things I don't care about, Tanner is back. She looks like she's aged a lot, way more than just 5 years. She's not looking good. She's her same shady self, and I don't understand why she's back. But we didn't see Lorenzo, so I don't know if she's like Lorenzo's replacement or what. But is anyone a fan of Tanner? Let me know if you are. So it was so shocking, let me say that in the most sarcastic way, that something happened with Emily's eggs. So when she goes to the clinic, she finds out that they had some sort of incident where the eggs were destroyed. I think they were probably stolen by this new A person, and this will all come back to haunt her later, but I think we all saw that storyline coming. So the way that this A has been acting, they're just very amateurish. I mean, from the crazy emojis in the text, and then for sending a plate of food to Hannah with eggs in the shape of a face. I can't figure out who this person is based on how juvenile they act, but I will say that, I feel like we should be able to narrow it down because we know their main motive is to find out who killed Charlotte, if the girls were involved, or to pay someone back for that. And I have a feeling that most people don't care or didn't care about Charlotte. So we know that Allie cared about her, and who else would really care enough to blackmail people and to harass people? So maybe it really isn't going to be that hard to figure out who this person is, because I definitely think that they are not the same person who killed her, So I think that the best line of the whole show was said by Hannah when she was saying, why do we come back to Rosewood and why can't we stay away? That is the $1 million question, because I understand they had to come back, I guess, for the deal with Cece being released from Radley, or not Radley, but wherever she was at the time. But now that they're still here and it's still going on, I feel like it would be a lot harder for this person to harass and stalk them if they went back to the life that they have established for themselves. But I understand we have to have them here for the show to continue. But seriously, it seems like we're just dragging on a show for no reason. And if they have to put out an episode like this where basically literally nothing happens, maybe they've run out of ideas and it's time to just end the show altogether. I did think it was interesting that Hannah and Caleb had a meetup and were able to be civil with each other. And I know that for those of you hoping they will get back together, I'm included in that. That was kind of maybe something good there. It really bothered me the way that Jordan treated her in this episode, because up until now he seemed just like this perfect person, and we all know that no one is perfect. He definitely seemed too perfect, and I felt like he was just not considerate of her and just wasn't very nice to her in this episode. I'm hoping they weren't throwing that out there to try to make him A later, and they were like low-key giving us A vibes there, because honestly, if any of the new boyfriends slash fiancés are A, I don't know what I'm going to do. I can't even think of a reaction it would be that bad. But we do see a flashback of Caleb, actually accidentally put their name together, even though that totally works, in New York, and we see where they were having some issues with their relationship. I know a lot of you thought that Caleb wasn't being very nice, and he wasn't being too, incredibly nice, but I think sometimes people could be so in love, but after time passes, they start having issues in their relationship, and there could have been other things at play here. We don't really understand where they were at that point in their relationship, but it seemed like he didn't really want to be in it anymore, so we're kind of seeing a different side of them, because we've always seen them be really good together. So I think it is interesting, and it would be really cool if they would give us flashbacks from the other girls and kind of what's been going on in these past 5 years, so we can understand better like where they are at this point in their lives. So Mona is back in this episode, and she's just being her normal shady self, and that interaction between her and Caleb, I guess, is basically to say, like if she's if she's being the new A or has anything to do with that, then Caleb's definitely going to make her pay. She probably doesn't have anything to do with it. I just think she's another massive red herring. Once again, because this show loves red herrings. So, we're seeing Dr. Rollins get closer to Allie, because it seems obvious that from the previews and things we've seen, that they are going to get married at some point. So a lot of you seem to think that he will be A, which, wow, I don't even have the words for that either. But we are seeing that relationship progress. And so we have this massive Melissa red herring with part of her suitcase being broken, and possibly that was the weapon used to kill Cece. Now, I feel like if they're putting all of that out there, then it's pretty unlikely that she was the murderer, and I just think it's all a big red herring. The ending totally lost me. I don't know if that was a clue to Arya's costume of Snow White at that one dance, but the Whistle While You Work song, our A clip, I really don't know what they were doing. If you know what they were cleaning or whatever, let me know in the comments down below. I was just kind of lost with it, and I just felt like it was a perfect ending to a perfectly pointless episode, because to me, that was pointless too. I don't understand why they showed us A before in the different outfits, like lurking, and we've never seen that again. I just don't understand really a lot with the show or where it's going, and the last thing they really need to be doing is throwing out filler episodes where absolutely nothing happens, and here they've done that. So again, if you have to throw filler episodes this late in the history of a show, what are you doing? Do we really need to keep continuing and keep having these episodes if you're throwing out crap episodes, So I'm interested to hear your thoughts on this episode. Let me know if you agree with me. Let me know if you don't. Thumbs up if you hope that next week's is better. We can only hope, because we only have a few episodes left. But thank you again for watching this episode of Kellie TV. I'll see you next time.